Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix Raceway. My name is Josh Hall. This is the season finale of the Hardline Transport Solutions Outlaw Truck Series here with the original Rebels. We're here at Phoenix. Just 4 drivers remain in the championship hunt. Adam Lang, Chris McLean, Steve Loving, Logan Monteith. And we'll show you the road that they took to get here. We started off with 17. Dropped down to the round of 12 for 2 races. Then the round of 8. Now we have our championship 4. And you can find your championship 4 listed on the ticker and on the tower highlighted in blue. And it doesn't matter how many points these drivers have tonight. All that matters is how many positions or who finishes highest out of these 4 drivers will be crowned your Hardline Transport Solutions Truck Series champion. Again, my name's Josh Hall. This is Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of this season finale. Don't worry, we'll have both season finale races tonight, 150 laps here at Phoenix. At the top of the board is Tyler Barnett. Here is our fastest of the final 4, though, is the 05 of Chris McLean. But Adam Lang isn't too far behind him. Steve Loving currently 7th on the board. Logan Monteith back in 10th. So it's anybody's game tonight. It just depends on who can get to the front tonight and who will be the highest finisher. Last couple of years, Phoenix has been reconfigured. What was turns 3 and 4 is now turns 1 and 2. The dog leg, which was on the backstretch, is now the start-finish line. You'll see this used to be the front stretch. Now they're coming down the backstretch, so it makes it very interesting here tonight. There is no real restart zone. The green flag comes, pace car pulls off on the backstretch. So it does make these drivers have to wait a very long time to get back to green flag racing. As we see, McLean just barely clips the wall there. We got about a minute left here in practice. See who else is out there. We see Brandon Pollock. Currently 4th on the board. Cutting that dog leg there, trying to take his... that's not the dog leg, I take that back. That was turn 2. Take me a while to remember which turn is which. See Andy Kurtz out on track as well, getting a little loose. This track is going to be difficult for these drivers. See Kleeman having some issues behind as well as the 05 of McLean gets involved there as well. And it's going to be a tough, slick track for these drivers tonight, so we'll see who's able to be the best of the best here and win the championship here at Phoenix. We know Chris McLean shows a lot of speed at these short track races. He won last week. Tyler Barnett says go Logan. Logan Monteith currently in the 10th position. Don't know why his paint isn't showing up on my screen. I'll have to refresh paints to see if that fixes that as we're getting ready for qualifying. Andy Kurtz, another driver whose paint isn't really just showing up on my screen right now. So let me see if I can reset the paint jobs here and get the right paints for these drivers. As we see Andy Kurtz making his way out on track. Cuts that dog leg across the start-finish line. Work his way towards turns 1 and 2. Logan Monteith just coming across the start-finish line. Sorry for the white truck. We're trying to get the paint jobs. Who are the top Final Four for the Rebels? It'll be, do have it here. It's Brandon Wallace, Garrett Kinder, Josh Oswald, and Tracy Parsons. So those four will be in the Outlaw race. Here in the Rebels race, you've got Logan Monteith, Chris McLean, Steve Loving, see Kosick jump up to the top of the board, and Monteith now at the top of the board. And Adam Lang in the 8 as well, the other of the Final Four, as we see Jonathan Cofield jump up to the top of the board. Again, I do apologize. I'm not sure why Andy Kurtz and look like Monteith's paint jobs are not coming up tonight. Schofield stays up at the top of the board. See Brett Bieber making his way through turns 1 and 2 and down into the backstretch. Bieber coming to the stripe here, see where he winds up. Currently up into the 4th position. Looks like he might have made some contact with the wall the first lap, and that disallows his time. Here's the 8 of Adam Lang out on track. You see his impressive resume on the screen. One of our Championship 4 drivers. Again, both in this race and the Rebels race, your playoff drivers will be listed with a, here in the Outlaw Series, a light blue stripe. In the Truck Series tonight, it will be a dark blue stripe on the ticker and the timing score. As Adam Lang makes his way down the backstretch. And he's going to shut it off there. He's going to qualify currently 10th. Here's Chris McLean, who's fast in practice. See if he's able to translate that over to qualifying. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Don't forget to drop a like, follow and subscribe if you haven't already. And check out the 2 links down in the description below. One's for the original Rebels Racing League website at ORRleague.com. The other is Intensity Broadcasting's website at IntensityBroadcasting.com. McLean makes his way off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Down into 3 and 4, which used to be turns 1 and 2. And to the stripe. Cuts the dog leg. Jumps up to the top spot. See if he's able to improve that time on his second lap. And show that he's going to be one to be reckoned with here tonight. Comes across the line. And it's actually a little bit slower, but he is a full 10th fastest than second place Jonathan Cofield. But Tyler Barnett has not come out to qualify yet. And we saw Tyler was quick in practice. We'll see if anybody else makes their way out onto the track. As we have about just over 4 minutes left here in qualifying. Of course, we want to thank everybody who makes these. Tyler Barnett says he's not racing tonight, so unfortunately for him, missing the race. But we want to thank everybody who makes these leagues possible, including our series sponsor, Hardline Transport Solutions, the memory of Matthew Mann, Danglang Racing Design, Smil Racing Design, Shibu New Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, P&J Motorsports, Evil Empire SimSport, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Smil Racing Designs, BK Motorsports, and Slabusky Window Tinting. Of course, we mentioned our web store at intensitybroadcasting.com. Don't forget that every league champion will receive a free piece of swag courtesy of Intensity Broadcasting. CK Racing says, "You the man, Josh. I do appreciate the kind words." As we have about just 3 minutes left here in qualifying, it looks like we've got a handful of trucks yet to go out on track and make their qualifying attempt. And don't forget, after this one, we will have our second race of the night with our Sunday night truck series, brought to you by Whole Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling. They'll be taking off as soon as this one is over. Tyler says, since he's missing the last race, thank you ahead of time for the broadcast. Always been fun to watch back on. I do appreciate that, Tyler. I try to do everything I can to make it as entertaining for you guys as possible, and be as informative as possible as well. So 17 trucks to take the field so far tonight. No, Brandon Wallace is currently in the 7th position of qualifying. He will be, this is kind of a warm-up race for him, a little bit of practice before tonight's race. Josh, where are your grandstands? I have grandstands on. Grandstands are only on the front stretch here. At least I thought I had the grandstands on. Let's double check here as the track goes around. Let's put up that Wreckage Rewind graphic here while I make sure that I have grandstands turned on. I thought I did. That is a very good question where my grandstands are, because I definitely have the grandstands set to be on. And I'm not sure why they're not showing up on my screen here. Grandstand lights are floating. Yeah, I see that now. And that is interesting here. I'll take another look at my settings here. I just don't want to bring up the ugly screen on you guys. It could be a little bit of a graphical glitch here. We'll see as the race goes on here if those do come back. And yeah, that's strange that those grandstands are missing. And I just saw some spectators off to the side just kind of hanging out there. So let me while we've got, oh no, qualifying is over. I'm not going to be able to reboot the sim, so maybe they blew away. It's anything's possible here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting grid. Chris McLean is your pole sitter. Jonathan Cofield is going to start in second. Andy Kurtz and Logan Monteith are going to round out row number 2. Brett Bieber, Steve Loving in row number 3. Brandon Wallace and Michael Kosick in row 4. And then Steve McDonald and Matt Kleeman round out row number 5. Row 6 is Michael Swink and Adam Lang. Then Ryan Derrick and Brandon Pollock in row 7. And row 8, we'll find Matt Knights, Gary Wright, and then Tyler Barnett, who isn't going to be racing tonight. And what I'm going to do is, while we've got a quick moment, I am going to actually go ahead and reboot my iRacing to see if those stands pop up, and I'm going to put that wreckage rewind up there while we do that. And again, do apologize for the ugly screen and a little bit of a technical issue, but we'll get that straightened out here in just a moment as the trucks are gridding here. And we take a moment and thank Kinder Farm and Ranch for being the sponsor of the Wreckage Rewind. Of course, Kinder Farm and Ranch also the primary sponsor of Garrett Kinder, who will be in the second race tonight, racing for a championship. He did miss the last race due to the NASCAR All-Star race. However, he did win the previous race to lock himself in, so he didn't have to show up last week. And we're getting everything rebooted over here on my side. Again, I do apologize for the inconvenience, but we'll get this figured up and back running for you in just a moment. Again, I do apologize for the inconvenience here as we get this straightened out here on my side. It looks like a complete reboot was going to be needed on my side here as we're getting back in and getting ready to go playoff racing. Hey Josh, make sure you enable them under replay, not graphics. I thought I had them set up there under replay, but I will. It's weird because a couple of the paint jobs weren't showing up on my end either, which is very strange considering I normally have the trading paints working properly for these drivers. But we'll get it figured out in just a moment, as we are just about loaded back in to the stream here. And we'll get our race underway. Of course, we want to thank everybody for all the help in the truck series. All our great sponsors, as I mentioned before. Of course, our main sponsor here, Flexible Freight Solutions, Transport Solutions. I do apologize as we're getting this back up and running on my side. Looks like there's a pretty big glitch on the iRacing side because I actually had to shut down the entire program to get it back up and running, but we are almost there and we're getting ready to go racing here. It sounds like the green flag has already dropped as we're going to bring you action here as Chris McLean is currently your leader, and he leads Brandon Wallace. Sorry, that's Logan Monteith, and we are 6 laps in. I do apologize for missing the start. Doesn't look like too much happened. Right now, Adam Lang looking down into the inside of the 808. And if we get ourselves a record rewind, I will double check the graphic settings on my side. But Adam Lang already moving himself up into the 8th position. So with Chris McLean and Logan Monteith, now Monteith's paint job showing up. So it looks like there was a little bit of a glitch. I'm glad I was able to jump out and jump back in. We see the 5 has his right paint job on. So everything is working out on our side now as Monteith has a little bit of a challenge from Jonathan Cofield from behind. Cofield now taking a look down as Monteith runs way up the track. And off of turn number 2, not able to complete the pass, so Monteith stays in that second position. See Steve Loving back in the 4th position. He's moved up 2 spots, trying to join the battle up here for the championship, along with Adam Lang back in the 8th position. Back up front, Monteith. Back under fire from the 53, but just not able to get that move underneath him. You see these drivers using that dog leg to try to get a little bit of a position through the corner to make a pass. A little bit further back, Matt Kleeman and Brandon Pollock are doing battle side by side down the backstretch into turn number 3. Here comes the 18 of Michael Swink into this battle as well. Back up front, here comes Cofield taking another look down underneath Monteith. Monteith, though, will use that high side to his advantage right now and keep himself up in front. Normally here at Phoenix, that high side is a bit of a death sentence, but right here, we see Monteith using that to his advantage to get the drive up off the corner. Cofield back down on the low side. And we've seen through turns 1 and 2, what used to be turns 3 and 4 here, you can run pretty much anywhere through the corner. You can run up high, you can run right down on the apron. Monteith's doing everything he can to hold on to that second position and keep Chris McLean within sight. Last week, McLean dominated, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, McLean dominated the race. And now we see him doing much of the same here tonight as he's led every lap since the drop of the green flag. Again, don't forget those highlighted drivers on the ticker are your playoff drivers who run 1, 2, 4, and 8th. But a long race, 150 laps here at Phoenix. Going to be a mental and physical battle for these drivers all night long. They have 5 sets of tires for tonight, 4 sets in the pits and 1 on the truck, as here comes Cofield trying to take another look down underneath. Monteith using that high line to his advantage. He's going to pull back up off the corner. And Cofield's going to have to tuck back in line and try to do it again. So with 4 sets of tires in the pits, in a long race, 150 laps, we'll see who uses their strategy. So far, a pretty clean race as Monteith continues to use that high side to hold off Jonathan Cofield. Matt Kleeman up on that high side now. He's got Michael Swink looking down underneath him and Brandon Pollock. Just behind, we see the 21 Gary Wright and Ryan Derrick here as well in the mix. Tyler said some reason high side works in 1 and 2. That's how he got his fastest lap in practice, and we're seeing that as these drivers are driving way down on the dog leg to make moves, and Swink and Pollock both get around the 19 of Kleeman. Now the 21 of Gary Wright trying to make that same move. Ryan Derrick trying to follow through as well. See how low these 2 drivers drove down on the apron. You see just how far Gary Wright was down there and completely off the screen. As our front 3 continue to ride nose to tail. You know, Cofield wants to race here and get up to the lead here and try to make something happen, but right now, he's just trying to do the respectful thing and let the playoff drivers race. Of course, those two in front of him are battling for the championship here tonight. Cofield doesn't want to do anything that would mess up their chances at a championship. Andy Kurtz and Steve Lovin have a little bit of a battle back here. Kurtz running up on that high side through turns 1 and 2. See Michael Kosick right back there as well. As Monteith again has the 53 at Cofield trying to make the move down underneath. You hear Cofield shifting already. Not sure if Monteith is shifting. Down through 1 and 2. Monteith is not shifting. See if he's doing it down here in 3 and 4. Now he's keeping it in 4th gear all the way through, so that's one reason why Cofield's able to get a little bit of a better run here down the front stretches. He's using that shifting a little bit to his advantage. Andy Kurtz and Steve Loving continue to do battle with Kosick in tow as well. Andy Kurtz, last year's Outlaw Truck Series champion. Not making it to the Final Four this time, however, he did win the Xfinity Championship, so congratulations to Andy for that. A couple months ago, did win the Extreme Xfinity Series Championship, which is a long season there, 26 races long. So he's trying to get himself into victory lane. Not to win the championship here tonight, but just for pride points. As you don't have to win the race to be crowned a champion tonight, as Monteith continues to run that high line. Now we see Cofield running that high lane as well, so maybe Cofield's trying to learn something from Monteith to try to set himself up with a pass. But currently, these three drivers continue to run 1, 2, 3. Field really starting to spread out right now. If we take a look at the track map, we can see where everybody is running on the track, and already you can see a couple drivers less than a half a lap away from being lapped. So we'll see how lap traffic comes into play with these drivers here tonight. As Andy Kurtz now looks up to the high side of Steve Loving. So he continues the battle trying to take that 4th position away. And while these guys have been running as hard as they have been, it is allowing Adam Lang to catch right up. You're right along here with Lang. You can see those 3 trucks right in front of him. We hear Lang using the shifting here to try to get the run off the corner. And Lang is caught right up to the back bumper of this group. As Andy Kurtz has now gotten around Steve Loving, and here comes the 3 of Kosick as well. So Loving losing 2 positions, falling back into the 6th position. Loving's trying to fight back on the low side, and here comes Adam Lang back into the picture as well. Up front, something's happening to Jonathan Cofield. He's fallen off of Logan Monteith by a little bit. Currently almost a second behind when he was running right there on the back bumper. So could be his tires are starting to fade a little bit, or he's trying to take it easy and fall back, as this is a long race. We're not even a third of the way through the race, but the laps are clicking away quickly here as Chris McLean continues to lead over Logan Monteith, but Monteith starting to show a little bit of speed, slowly catching that 05 machine. If we take a look at the last couple laps in history, we see Monteith running a little bit quicker laps. Not by much, but just enough to get himself up there, trying to make a move to take over the lead of not just the race, but of the championship. Brandon Wallace all over the back bumper of Brett Bieber, trying to take away the 8th position. Brandon Wallace just running for a little bit of experience here tonight. I'm hearing Cofield almost lost it off turn 4. And that's why he's fallen off a little bit. Brandon Wallace trying to get some laps in here tonight, so he has a chance to win a championship in the Rebels Truck here series race after this one. So just trying to get some seat time, trying to get a feel for the truck. And see if that can translate into a championship later on this evening. Chris McLean now starting to pull away from Logan Monteith a little bit. What was a 0.2 second lead is now just over a half second as Monteith continues to run in the tire tracks. Aaron Adcock asks if Brandon is related to Bubba. I think that's a better question that you should ask him other than asking me. Steve McDonald and Brandon Pollock going at it side by side. Pollock up on the high side, McDonald on the low side. Pollock using that high lane to get around Steve McDonald to move himself up into the top 10. Andy Kurtz showing a little bit of speed here in this part of the run. Currently in the 4th position. Gaining a little bit of time on Jonathan Cofield. We see Adam Lang trying to get around championship rival Steve Loving. Now the big question is, what kind of strategy are these drivers going to use here tonight? We know Brandon Wallace usually tries to run the tires right off the truck, run the truck right out of fuel. See if he tries to do that here tonight. Again, this race for him is just going to be a bit of a practice race, as Gary Wright looks like he's the first truck to make his way down onto pit road on lap number 39, coming to lap 40. And being that we're probably going to have a long green flag run, breaking it down into a 3 or 4 stop race may not be a bad idea. Especially with the tires on pit road and being able to make that strategy work. We all know fresh tires are going to do a lot better than old tires, and From Gary Wright's slowest lap or quickest lap to his last lap, he's lost almost 2 seconds. So going in, getting some fresh rubber could be a huge advantage to him. As Adam Lang's still trying to chase down Steve Loving, and Brandon Wallace all over the back bumper of the one of Brandon Pollock. Charles Stevens comes on and says, "Let's go, McLean." McLean has led every lap since the drop of the green flag. Starting to gap Monteith as that lead has grown to over a second. In the last few laps, Monteith has really started to fade and fall back. It could be just that the tires are starting to wear out. We see Adam Lang continuing to run down Steve Loving. Had a chance and an opportunity to look to the outside of Loving. Now he falls back a little bit. He's still trying to run that 27 truck down. And so far, only one taker on the pit road. Cofield has the 5 of Andy Kurtz all over the back bumper. And even though Kurtz has that blue spoiler and banner, he was eliminated from the playoffs 2 weeks ago. So it's only the 4 drivers that are highlighted in blue on the ticker. But a great race shaping up here between Cofield and Kurtz. So now Cofield's starting to pull back away from Kurtz, and they're actually running down Monteith. Because Monteith is just a little bit less than a half a second ahead of these two, but Andy Kurtz putting the pressure on Cofield here as they make their way down the backstretch. Kurtz now to the inside, and he's going to make that move stick. Move Andy Kurtz up onto the podium into the 3rd position. As he starts to take chase of the 99 of Monteith. Take a little break here and do a little segment I like to call Pump Up the Intensity. As we're starting to see our first takers down on the pit road, we see Adam Lang making his way down. Looks like he's going to be taking 4 tires and fuel here. Logan Monteith under fire from the 53 of Cofield. Let's put Cofield back up into the top 3 as here comes Michael Kosick into the mix as well. Michael Swink, Matt Kleben, both on pit road now as well. And Brandon Pollock now on the pit road. As Kosick continues to try to get around the 99 of Monteith. Brandon Wallace on pit road. Kosick looking down underneath the 99 of Logan Monteith. As Chris McLean continues to lead. I'm sure McLean is going to start seeing these fresher tires out on track. And it'll force him to come down pit road along with Andy Kurtz and Jonathan Cofield, Michael Kosick, and Logan Monteith. Last time by, Chris McLean ran 28. Let's see what he does this time. 28.68. He ran a 28.69 last lap, so he's able to continue to run consistent laps. But the drivers out on new tires like Adam Lang has just ran a 27.6. So it's over a second a lap quicker. So I figured that would force drivers like McLean and Logan Monteith, Steve Levin to come down pit road. Adam Lang, the only of the drivers in the playoffs here hunting for a championship that has pit. Eddie Smith comes on and says, go McLean. So a lot of drivers rooting for Chris McLean here tonight. As he continues to have a 1.5 second lead over Andy Kurtz. As they run right now, there are only 9 trucks on the lead lap. Sorry, make that 8 trucks on the lead lap. Ryan Derrick, right in front of our leader, is the last truck to be on the lead lap. Of the trucks that are a lap down, only Matt Knights has not come down on the pit road. Everybody else has pit. As pit stops have really spread out the field quite a bit. And you see Brandon Wallace right behind the 05. You see Brandon Wallace just come off the corner. Him and Andy Kurtz both have fresh tires. As Jonathan Cofield makes his way down on the pit road. We'll see what those fresh tires look like in comparison to the 05 of McLean. You see Brandon Wallace able to just drive around on the high side. So those fresh tires are making a huge difference for Brandon Wallace and Andy Kurtz. And if I was the leader and I saw that, I'd be making every attempt I could to make my way down on the pit road for some fresh rubber myself. We are just past a third of the way through the race. Working lap 61 of 150. And Chris McLean now makes his way down on the pit road, along with Andy Kurtz. I apologize, Kurtz did not pit yet, so he is on the same tire strategy. And you can see just how much deeper Kurtz was able to get on the pit road. Again, McLean trying not to make any mistakes here getting on the pit road. Trying not to force a speeding penalty and lose any chance he has of a championship here tonight. So as he comes to pit road, Logan Monteith will assume the lead with Steve Loving 5 seconds behind him. It looks like Monteith is going to try to use or stay out there as long as possible. He passes pit road yet again. We see Chris McLean battling with Matt Knights. Matt Knights has not pit yet, so he's on older tires. That's going to allow him and Andy Kurtz to move right around the 64. As now Ryan Derrick makes his way down on the pit road. And Monteith decides to pass by pit road yet again. We see the 18 of Michael Swink, who's on fresh tires, trying to get around on the high side. Now just behind Monteith, we see the 8 of Adam Lang. The 05 of Chris McLean, as they almost make contact going down into the corner. They are side by side. And McLean's trying to get his lap back the hard way. And he will. Along with Andy Kurtz and Chris McLean. Looks like Monteith's just out there trying to wait for a caution, see if he can catch a caution and trap all these other drivers down or have fresher tires than they will. As they were all in on lap, we'll say, well, most of them were in on lap 61. So now that Monteith is starting at lap 68, he's going to have almost 10 lap fresher tires if he was to come in right now. But it looks like he's going to try to stretch it just a little bit further. Right now, though, the field pretty much spread out all over the racetrack. No real battles on track to report of. As Logan Monteith continues to lead here at Phoenix. Over second place, Steve Loving. Both the drivers have yet to come down pit road. The only other drivers yet to come down pit road is third place, Brett Bieber. And eighth place, Matthew Knights. It's surprising me that Monteith's been able to stay out as long as he has. So we are working lap number 70. How much more fuel does he have in the tank of that truck to continue to march forward? and keep the other drivers behind him. Steve Loving also is currently out on track. Chris McLean 15 seconds behind Loving and gaining on him fast. Once pit stops cycle through, McLean will be your leader. Right now he's got almost a 2-second lead over what will be second place Andy Kurtz. And you have Brett Bieber, who's currently running back in the third position when Monteith and Loving going in pit. So Adam Lang is right there trying to pounce and take over that position and get himself back into the championship hunt. Again, if you're just joining us, the 4 drivers in the championship hunt are Logan Monteith, Steve Loving, Chris McLean, and Adam Lang. They are highlighted in blue up on the ticker. So you can see who is running highest, and currently it's Logan Monteith, who has not pit yet. As we're getting ready to start lap number 75 of 150. So halfway this time by for our leader, Logan Monteith. And there it is. There's the halfway mark. Well, you do see the 53 of Jonathan Cofield making his way around the outside. And well, I thought Monteith was coming into pit that time by, but he stays out yet another lap. So we'll see just how far this 99 can push his truck. He's trying to use a little bit of strategy here to stretch the fuel and win a championship on strategy. And Monteith really slow and low off of turn number 2, and he's going to make his way down the long pit road. Steve Loving on pit road, Brett Bieber on pit road as well. And we'll see Chris McLean come in the picture right here as he's going to go by and take over the lead from Logan Monteith. But we know that Monteith will be able to make it to the end without having to stop again, where everybody else is going to have to make one more pit stop. Now, Chris McLean leads Andy Kurtz by just over 2 seconds. Adam Lang runs back in third. And Steve Loving, who is currently a lap down, runs in the 8th position. And that's where all of our top 4 championship drivers stand. Logan Monteith making his way back around the 05 of Chris McLean, trying to get his lap back. So that will put Logan Monteith back on the lead lap as he's trying to get around Brandon Wallace in the 99. Monteith currently runs in the 6th position, but almost a full lap behind our leader, Chris McLean. So Monteith really hoping for a caution here, as you see the difference of 20 laps can make on the tires. As Monteith was able to drive around McLean like he's basically going backwards. See Steve Loving catching the 99 of Brandon Wallace, trying to take over the 7th position. Again, Steve Loving, another one of our Championship 4 drivers, currently running in the 7th position, 1 lap down. But he is slowly catching the 05 of Chris McLean to put himself back onto the lead lap. Loving make that move down to the inside, and he is going to get himself back onto the lead lap. But he's got a long way to go to get back around the track to make any kind of challenge at Chris McLean, unless something drastic was going to happen. If a yellow flag came out, that could change the entire race right here. Currently, Chris McLean leads by just over 2 seconds over second place Andy Kurtz, and about 8 seconds to third place Adam Lang, who is his next contender for the championship. Adam Lang currently running in third, having a pretty solid race right now. But not enough to try a challenge for the championship. Here comes Michael Kosick trying to look down underneath Adam Lang. Kosick on a little bit fresher tires. He's able to make that move stick and move Kosick now up into your top 3. Adam Lang, though, fighting back hard on the high side. Just not enough momentum. Keep him up in front of Kosick. It's now Adam Lang into the 4th position. Lang fires back down underneath off of turn number 2, but just not able to make it stick and make it close enough. He is going to fall back again into that 4th position. Brandon Pollock starting to run down the 27 of Steve Loving. Pollock having a solid run, up 7 positions, currently into the 7th spot. Adam Lang, your biggest mover of the race, up 8 positions into 4th. And Chris McLean has led almost all the laps here tonight. The only laps being led by somebody else was Logan Monteith, as Monteith stayed out as long as he could to try to stretch that run. McLean last on pit road on lap 61. Logan Monteith last on pit road on lap 76. So about 15 laps difference on tires between those two drivers, and that is an eternity. Typically after about 10 or 15 laps, those tires just don't feel as good as they once did. Adam Lang making his final pit stop. One of our Championship 4 drivers. The question is Lang just, he's got some damage to the right side of this truck. Wonder if he was up, well, no, he was up into the wall. I wonder if that's why he's pitting or if he needs tires. We'll see if he takes 4 tires and fuel here, as well as a new truck. No new truck, just getting the damage fixed. Right sides are up in the air. Left sides are now up in the air. Adam Lang down and away. Chris McLean has Brandon Pollock right behind him. That is not for position, as Pollock is a lap down. He is the last truck on the lead lap. Or, I'm sorry, last truck one lap down. Steve Loving, who runs in the 5th position, is the last truck one lap down. Sorry, last truck on the lead lap. I apologize. And I haven't even been drinking here tonight. Adam Lang able to drive around Michael Swink with those fresh tires. So Lang's going to be at a huge advantage right now on these fresh tires. But once things start to cycle through, he's going to be at a major disadvantage once the rest of the drivers come into pit. However, Logan Monteith, Steve Loving, they're looking like they're going to be able to make it to the end. Steve Loving just got passed by the 99 of Logan Monteith. So move Monteith up into the 4th position. And you're seeing those much fresher tires making it work here tonight. As we are approaching just 50 laps to go. Loving, though, fighting back, trying to look down to the inside, not able to make it work. Monteith is going to be able to drive away on those 4 freshies. Adam Lang looking down underneath Jonathan Cofield to take over the 9th position. He has almost a second and a half to 8th place, Steve McDonald. We see Cofield get up into the wall just a little bit. Now might be able to work down to the low side and get around the 68 of McDonald. So we have Adam Lang up into the 8th position. Thought Logan Monteith was pitting there for a second, but he is staying out. Well, I'm trying to get back to Monteith, but right now, those fresher tires. Actually, I take that back. They were both in at the same time as Brandon Pollock now on pit road. And Chris McLean continues to lead over second place Andy Kurtz. Kurtz, though, starting to close in a little bit on the 05 of McLean. Again, Kurtz not in the championship hunt here tonight, but racing for pride, trying to get himself a win in the season finale. Michael Swink now down on the pit road. Steve McDonald has just made his way off of pit road. Take that back. He did not make his way off the pit road. It's just because he cut the way he cut the dog leg. Kevin Kinner says, looks like a good race so far. We've gone caution free from the beginning. See Steve McDonald making his way around McLean. And I do take that back. McDonald was just on pit road, so here comes Andy Kurtz. Both the 05 and the 5 are both last on pit road on lap 61. They are side by side for the lead, and Kurtz now taking over the lead as Chris McLean falls back to second. However, Chris McLean, if the race was to end right now, would be your champion. But we still have about 43 laps to go when they cross the line next time. Chris McLean and Michael Kosick both now on pit road. So we'll have to see how this strategy works out. Caution is out. Caution for Michael Swink, who's around on the front stretch. My boy, this changes everything as we bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what happened to Michael Swink here. And Swink was just on pit road. So could it be a case of some cold tires here? We'll have to see. We see the 18 machine pretty much running by himself. Yep, just a little too hard on the gas, on the fresh tires. Spins it around right through the dog leg. And right in front of Adam Lang, which brings out the yellow. So Andy Kurtz on pit road. We see Logan Monteith deciding to stay out. Now, he was last on pit road on lap 76. Does he indeed stay out? No, he does come down pit road. So this is going to reset pretty much everything. And while the field gets sorted out, I am going to put the Wreckage Rewind back up. I do want to check something here on my end and don't want to put up that ugly screen. So Kosick is going to be your leader here. Once he makes his way down on the pit road, which he does. So now when it all cycles around, Andy Kurtz is going to be your leader. Even though Kurtz does have the blue spoiler and the blue banner, he is not one of our playoff drivers. He was knocked out of the last round, and he is just trying to win himself a race here. That's going to put Logan Monteith, and if you look across the ticker, the blue stripe signifies who is a championship driver, as Monteith is currently your highest running championship driver. That's Adam Lang, who just jumped down onto pit road. Looks like he's got a lot of damage, getting some damage fixed on his 8 machine. Steve Loving is going to be running back in second in the race here. But then, if you notice, Chris McLean, who's dominated this race all race long, currently see him back in the 8th position, 1 lap down. So under unfortunate circumstances, it puts that 05 machine 1 lap down, and he's going to have to catch some cautions just right in order to get himself back into contention. Up front, lights are off on the pace truck. Andy Kurtz will be your leader as the rest of the field gets waved back around the pace truck. Kurtz will choose the inside, put Logan Monteith on the outside. We've seen Monteith show some speed up on that high side tonight. Aaron Adcock says those cautions on the green flag stops. Shaking my head, let's go McLean. And yeah, it's a tough break for McLean. Pitting under green and the yellow flag coming out, but Andy Kurtz is going to control the field all the way down to the restart zone. Logan Monteith on the outside, Michael Kosick in third, Adam Lang in fourth, Steve Loving in fifth. And everybody else is lapped out as Kurtz gets back to the gas quickly. Fires off well, and Logan Monteith up into the second position, and right now good enough to win a championship. So with McLean trapped a lap down, that's going to give the final championship run to either Logan Monteith, Adam Lang, or Steve Loving. Both Adam Lang and Steve Loving run back in fourth and fifth. Quite a few lap trucks between Loving and Adam Lang. See Matt Knight and Jonathan Cofield, Brandon Pollock. We see Adam Lang currently just over 2 seconds ahead of Steve Loving and trying to chase down Monteith for the championship. Kosick back in third position, trying to get himself a win here tonight. See a little side-by-side action between McLean and Bieber. McLean trying to do everything he can just to get himself into the lucky dog position. Currently the lucky dog is the 99 of Brandon Wallace, which McLean is closing on quickly. And looking down to the inside through the dog leg. Not quite close enough. Here comes McLean diving down hard underneath Wallace to take over that 6th position, and more critically, that lucky dog position. Andy Kurtz continues to lead over Logan Monteith by a half a second. But Monteith only just has to hold on to that second position to win a championship. In fact, he can lose second place and fall back to third and still win the championship as long as Adam Lang doesn't get around him. But Lang has been hard charging the last few laps. He's trying to get himself up there into contention for a championship as well. Jonathan Cofield That's Steve Loving right in front of him. Again, Loving is on the lead lap. Last truck on the lead lap. Also fighting for a championship here tonight. Up front, all Andy Kurtz. Pulling away from Logan Monteith. Back in that second position. Battle going on here between Brandon Wallace and Brett Bieber. We see the right side of Wallace's truck all beat up. He's been up into the wall. That's going to allow Bieber to get right down underneath and take away that 7th position, although Brandon Wallace is fighting back now hard on the high side. Wallace not wanting to give up that high side. Bieber's going to run all the way down through the dog leg to try to make that pass stick, but Wallace fighting hard on the high side. Now while Bieber finally makes that move and gets himself up into the 7th position. And Brandon Wallace was trying to fight back, but just doesn't have the grip to get back up there to try to make a move. Up front, Andy Kurtz's lead has grown to just over a second now over Logan Monteith, and it's another 2 seconds back to third place Michael Kosick. And you got to go 3.5 seconds to find the 8 of Adam Lang. So the only thing that could tighten up this battle here at the front would be another caution. And right now, the way that Brandon Wallace and Brett Bieber are racing each other, there's a chance the caution could come back out as Andy Kurtz getting ready to cross the line here to make it 25 laps to go. Don't forget, after this one, we will also have our Rebels truck finale. Garrett Kinder, Josh Oswald, Tracy Passons, and Brandon Wallace go for a championship at 10 o'clock Eastern tonight after this one's over. We still got a champion to crown in this one, as currently your championship leader is the 99 of Logan Monteith. Logan's been running some pretty solid laps, just trying to keep himself up there in position. Not really pushing too hard, just kind of running in cruise control. Look out the back bumper here. He does see the 05 of Chris McLean, who's coming with a head of steam, but unfortunately for McLean, he is being shown 1 lap down in the last truck on the lead lap. So the only thing McLean can hope for is what he didn't want earlier, and that was yellow. Fortunately, it looks like that yellow might be his undoing here. unless something was to drastically change. It looks like he will be out of the championship hunt. Monteith has turned up the heat a little bit. He's starting to gain on Andy Kurtz just a little bit. Well, he was that lap. Now he's fallen back just a little bit further, but again, doesn't really have to push hard. Just has to finish ahead of Adam Lang and Stephen Loving. Adam currently running in the 4th position, Steve Loving back in 5th. So there is one position truck between Monteith and Lang, so it gives him a little bit of breathing room. That is the 3 of Michael Kosick. And for Chris McLean, the field pretty much spread out, although we do have Jonathan Cofield, Michael Swink, and Brandon Wallace starting to battle here for position. Cofield down to the bottom. He's going to get around the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Michael Swink behind is a few laps down. Now Cofield, who was running up front most of the race, sees himself in the 8th position, 1 lap down. We see Ryan Derrick slowly getting run down by the 19 of Matt Kleeman. Brett Bieber being challenged by Jonathan Cofield here as well. And Cofield moves himself up into the 7th position now. I was going to say this could get interesting. However, Cofield has to make up 8 seconds to get to McLean. And we have just going to be 15 laps to go when Andy Kurtz comes across the line. This time, Jason Warren says, howdy. Howdy, Jason. Good to see you. We're going to have 15 laps to go before we settle and crown a championship here in the Hardline Truck Series. Logan Monteith continues to run in 2nd place. Again, Chris McLean running him down, but due to a yellow flag coming out while Chris McLean was coming into pit, put him a lap down. And he's fighting to get himself in a position where if the yellow was to come out, that he'd have a chance, possibly with a green-white checker. However, the race has gone pretty much green except for the 1 yellow flag that came out when Michael Swink lost it on fresh tires. And Chris McLean's chances of a championship went up in smoke with that yellow. So McLean, who was dominating this race, now finds himself the last truck on the lead lap in 6th place. And unfortunately for him, last out of all the championship drivers. Stephanie Denner says, go Logan. And Charles Stevens says, we need a caution, LOL. Yeah, if we add a caution here, it would allow McLean to get back onto the lead lap and challenge for the championship. Unfortunately, as they run right now, McLean's chances are going to be slim to none without a caution. As they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. And Logan Monteith sees himself about 10 miles away from a championship. Again, unless a yellow was to come out, that would change everything. But right now, everybody on track, pretty much spread out. The only real trucks near each other are right here. We've got Brandon Wallace, Travis Bieber, Michael Swink, Steve Loving, Brandon Pollock, all running together. Brett and Brandon and Pollock are the only drivers in this battle right here. Steve Loving is on the lead lap. Got himself around Pollock. Adam Lang currently runs in the 4th position. Pretty much all alone. Monteith runs up in 2nd. And again, right now, that is just enough to win the championship. And Andy Kurtz, not one of our championship 4, but currently up in the lead. Trying to get the win here tonight at Phoenix. When Kurtz crosses the line this time, we'll have just 6 laps to go. Charles Stevens says he sees debris on the track. Charles, you going to tell me it's raining in turn 3 as well? Here we go, just 6 laps to go for Andy Kurtz. And 6 more laps to go for Logan Monteith as well. We see Chris McLean trying to get around Monteith, although it's all for naught as Charles Stevens says someone's laying down oil. Here goes McLean down to the low side, trying to get around Monteith. Monteith is just going to let him by. He might even let Michael Kosick by right here. As again, that is just for position, but it doesn't matter for the championship, as your highest running championship 4 driver is the 99 of Logan Monteith. We have just 4 laps to go for Andy Kurtz and Logan Monteith. That's about 9 seconds back to 4th place Adam Lang, who is 2nd in the points as they run right now. Andy Kurtz is going to come across the line. We have just 3 laps to go, 3 more miles for both Kurtz and Monteith. 1 to win the race, 1 to win the championship. Although Kurtz is in some heavy lap traffic right now. But he does have a almost 4-second lead over 2nd place Michael Kosick. Kurtz comes off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. Just 2 more miles for Kurtz and Kosick. Down into turn number 1. If we take the white flag, there will be no more yellows. The yellow flag will be put away once the white flag is taken after turn number 4. White flag is in the air. Just 1 more lap to go for both Andy Kurtz and Logan Monteith. See, Monteith again has the 05 right behind him, but that's not going to matter as Chris McLean is a lap down. Kurtz making his way off of turn number 4. And your winner here at Phoenix in the finale will be Andy Kurtz. And winning the championship is the 99 of Logan Monteith. What a race, what a finish. Andy Kurtz, again, coming home with the victory. And Logan Monteith coming home with the championship. And both these drivers are going to come right down onto the front stretch and celebrate their 2 victories. There goes Andy Kurtz celebrating the win. And just below him, Logan Monteith celebrating the championship as we have dueling burnouts here on the front stretch. And Steve Loving comes in and gives the champion his demolition there. And here's Andy Kurtz getting hit by Michael Swink. And let's take a look at our results. Looks like we're still waiting for one truck to finish here before the results will pop up on the screen. There we go. Andy Kurtz is your winner. Michael Kosick comes home in second. Logan Monteith third and enough to win the championship. Adam Lang comes home in fourth. Steve Loving in fifth. Chris McLean, the first truck 1 lap down, comes home in 6th. Jonathan Cofield in 7th. Brandon Pollock 8th. Brett Bieber in 9th. And Brandon Wallace round out your top 10. Steve McDonald comes home in 11th. Matt Knights in 12th. 13th is Matt Kleeman. Ryan Derrick in the 14th position. 15th, Michael Swink. Gary Wright 16th. And round out the field is Tyler Barnett, who did not run tonight, had some technical issues. We see Tyler Barnett says, "Let's go," because Logan Monteith won the championship. Let's talk to our second place driver first. We're going to bring in Mike Kosick. And before I do that, we are going to clear the screen. There we go. And your post-race interviews are brought to you by Thunderstruck Super Series. We'll bring in your second place driver, Michael Kosick. Mike, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great job tonight coming home in second. Not enough for the victory, but a great showing here at the end of the race. I know a lot of people were hoping for a caution to allow McLean to get back into the race and win for a championship. Do you think a caution could have got you a chance at the race win as well?
I don't think so. In the first 20 laps of a run, I just didn't seem to have any speed. It just got loose off the corner, so it took a while for me to come in.
Well, a great job, though, coming home in second, showing some speed in the later parts of the run, and it seemed like you might have had the best truck on the long run, so congratulations for that. I mean, that shows the strength of your truck and your driving ability to have the strength at the end of the run. Were you kind of surprised that yellow came out in the middle of the race, and do you think that helped you, hurt you in any way?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to go green there till the end. Was a little surprised when it came out. Definitely hurt me finishing position-wise, but I wasn't going to have a shot at the win regardless. So.
Well, again, congratulations on the second place finish. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, just thank Hardline Transport Solutions for sponsoring our league. Dangling Race Designs, Snow Race Designs, Shiba Inu Crypto. You guys up at Intensity for doing a great job broadcasting these races. It's always fun to go back and watch them. And everybody in the league for just putting on a great season. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great season for sure. And looking forward to the next one and seeing what you can do then. So congratulations again on the second place. and a great fought season for you as well. I know you were one of the playoff drivers at the beginning, and hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit more next season.
Man, thanks.
So that was Michael Kosick, your second place finisher. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Andy Kurtz. Andy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey Josh, what's up? I got you.
Man, a great job tonight. Coming home with a win, playing spoiler in the championship, but it doesn't matter as the win went to you and Logan got the championship. But it must feel good to get that final win of the season.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, happy to gone out with a win. I think I got lucky. I was kind of joking with the guys, but just with where that caution fell, I was just about to pit, and the caution came out, so a quick stayed on the track, but felt really bad for Chris because I think he was probably the car to beat, especially if we would have been on new tires and on the shorter run there that we had at the end. So I think if he wouldn't have pitted, he would have been stayed out an extra lap. I think he definitely would have won. Yeah, I was joking. The one race when I don't need some little bit extra luck is when I got it, but definitely a really fun race.
Yeah, getting knocked out of the championship 4 last week, but a great season for you, a great year for you in general. You were the Outlaw champion last season. You got the Xfinity championship this season, and man, just an overall a lot of momentum on your side, and we look forward to seeing what comes from you next season as well.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, I think last season was the first one I ran, full season with these guys, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely learned a whole bunch. These guys are, I've said it a bunch of times, but these guys are, some of the best of the best here, and I definitely think last season I got a little bit lucky winning the championship. A couple guys had to drop out of the playoffs that I think would have certainly would have won, just flat out quicker than me. So I think I got a little bit lucky last season. This season I was definitely happier with how I ran. I think I ran more consistent, but yeah, just how it goes. Yeah, last 2 races fell out of it, and I think the final 4 here were really good all season, and super deserving of being in the final 4. So congrats to Logan and for winning the championship, and everyone else for making the final 4.
Awesome, man. Before we let you go, any shout outs you got to give? Any plugs you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, well, one last time for the season, I want to thank you and Intensity Broadcasting for putting on an awesome broadcast for all of us. I look forward to hopefully, having these again next season. One of my favorite parts of this league is going back and watching, pretty much a TV broadcast of the race, which is really cool. But yeah, I want to thank all the admins for helping put this on. I know it's a bunch of work that I can't even, don't even have a clue what it takes to do all this, but I want to thank them, knowing that they do a bunch for us, put this on. It's a bunch of fun, and just want to thank everyone else in the field for making this league what it is.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the win, and we look forward to talking to you again next season.
All right, thanks, man. We'll see you.
That was your winner tonight, Andy Kurtz. But let's bring in. Normally, we interview the third place finisher first, but when your third place finisher is your champion, we have to interview them last, and they have Logan Monteith in the booth. Logan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, congratulations on the championship win. You just enough to do what you had to do. I know it was unfortunate circumstances with McLean, but the luck fell on you tonight, and you are the champion of the Hardline Truck Series. First off, that's got to feel pretty good to get that championship. And what was the strategy tonight? Were you kind of surprised that yellow fell when it did?
Yeah, but I mean, it couldn't have happened at a more perfect time. I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen right after we got pit stops. I'm glad it kind of happened somewhat into the run, so I was able to get my lap back, and that's what set me up to be able to win that championship. I mean, if there wasn't the caution, it would have been a good battle between me and Steve Loving, because we were, I think, the only 2 out there that did the one-stop strategy.
Yeah, you and Loving were the only 2 that were doing the one-stop strategy, and I think a couple people might have been watching that because we had a lot of people watching the broadcast tonight, and we'll see if that actually translates over into the Rebel Series. But man, just great turn of events for you to get the championship tonight, and you ran a great season all season long. So it's not like you backed into it; it's well deserved. Man, just an awesome run for you. You really can't say much. It was just a great race, and happy to see you win the championship here tonight.
Thank you. Good win to Andy. I couldn't have done this without my team. Tyler Barnett makes me faster every single week. Couldn't do it without my mom and aunt. They watch every single race. Series sponsor, Hardline Transport Solutions, Dangling Racing Designs, Smeal Race Designs, Shibu Inno Crypto. My team sponsor, 60 Feet 6 Foundation, MP Photography, ABR Setup Shop, Retro Wallace Customs and Designs, Seaver's Racing Media, Raise Energy, Skills VR, Mud Mules TV, and then you guys for broadcasting these races.
Awesome, man. And before we let you go, you already gave out all the shout outs, but I saw that sponsorship on your truck a couple weeks ago, and I made a shout out at it. Talk about that sponsorship a little bit, because I think that's an awesome program you got on there.
Well, it basically is a foundation to help kids and veterans, with that have cancer and stuff like that.
That's awesome, and that's a really awesome thing to see. Great sponsor to have on the truck for sure, bringing awareness to those things. And man, just an awesome season for you, and I can't wait to see what the future holds and what's the plans for next season. Are you running the Outlaws again next season, or are we doing something else?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't made up my mind.
Well, awesome.
Been, yep.
Yeah, well, awesome job again, and congrats on the championship. And man, go celebrate that with your team.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a great night.
You too.
There you have it. Your winner tonight, Logan Monteith, is your champion here in the Outlaw Truck Series, brought to you by Hardline Transport Solutions. And before we head out of here, we do want to mention our biggest mover of the race. Of course, your hard charger is brought to you by Evil Empire Sim Sport, and your biggest mover of the race was the 8 of Adam Lang, moving up 8 positions to get himself in the 4th and just falling a little bit short in the championship. So congratulations to Logan Monteith on the championship. Congratulations to Andy Kurtz and everybody in the league here for putting on a great show, and we look forward to seeing what next season brings. Again, my name's Josh Hall. This has been Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the Outlaw Truck Series, and we look forward to seeing another championship in just a few moments, as we have the Original Rebels Truck Series brought to you by Whole Heating and Sheet Metal. We have 4 drivers hunting for a championship there as well. So again, congratulations to Logan Monteith as we get ready to join us back here in about 10 or 15 minutes, and we'll have another one here for you, as our boy Atli Atman Weiss would say. Over and out.